So here is a new flow rope move, and this is a more advanced flow rope move. If you don't yet have like really good control over the posterior figure of eight and dragon roll, I would suggest really getting good at those first before you try to tackle this one. If you do this one without those basic movement patterns first, the chances of you being frustrated and whacking yourself in the leg are really, really high. Anyway, one thing that we know, so before I even show you what this swing is, if we remember what we're trying to achieve with the flow rope, we're trying to teach ourselves to move from the inside out. We're trying to animate our spines. We're trying to get our hips to initiate the movement first. We're trying to open up our whole anterior chain here. I'm trying to get my shoulder out of the way. I'm doing rope swings that increase the space between my hip and my shoulder here, my hip and my shoulder here. If your basic movement patterns are still like my shoulders are crunched forward, my head posture is forward, I'm more compressed here in the chest, this one's going to be really hard for you because the only way to do this one is to be very, very open in the front. So if you've got the other patterns down and you want to challenge yourself to a new one, this one we're calling the Cheetah Tail, and I'll show you from the back in a minute. But the way that this works essentially is you're going to start with the rope behind you, and all of the rope swing is going to happen behind you. And it's essentially like a posterior figure of eight, but it's all happening behind you. And so the way that you're going to do it, you're going to swing the rope like off to one side and back and then off to the other side. And the way to do it, so even before you had the rope, like this is the movement. It's almost like backstroke with your whole torso. But this is the movement. So maybe even before you try to do it with the rope, you're trying to go, okay, this is what I'm doing. And I'm opening here where it's opening that line, right? And so then we get the rope, because the rope is a good teacher and it will teach us if we're doing it right or not. And forgive me if I just screw this up because I literally just learned this yesterday. So I show it to you guys. But essentially it goes behind, whoop, just like that. And the only way to really get this going is to get my hips are forward, my chest is up, and my shoulders are moving way out of the way. And I promise you that when I first started doing this, the amount of times that I whacked myself in the leg were really high. And again, the best thing you can do for yourself when you're learning these and you're whacking yourself is to laugh, because you're learning a new skill, and some of that time it can be funny. Anyway, let me show you from the back. Over here, that way you can kind of see what the hands are doing. So if I stand here, my hands are a little bit separate, and I'm going to go up. And just like that other swing, I'm focusing on the up, 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 up. The shoulders like that. So that is a Cheetah Tail. Play around with it. See what you can learn.